It's so unique because I think you just said it, like, to find somebody that's not jealous and just truly like, you always put me first, and I always put you first. So it just changes, like, the dynamic of the relationship in general, whether it's, like, with a friend or a partner, or when you come into it, and we talked about this so much, like, in
Yeah.
the beginning, we, like, had this conversation all the time. When you come into it with certain, like, not even a goal, but how would you say, like
a mentality.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Part 2 of our conversation with Daria continues, but with her new fiance, Toni, and of
Becky.
course, my husband, Kevin.
Your tag team
So
partner.
we are
and hers.
now welcoming Toni into the family. So now, Toni, we are welcoming you into the family, and I'm so glad that we finally get to meet you.
I know, me too. I'm so happy to be here.
So what I do want to know about is kind of how you guys met and how you guys have been making it work. I do have to say I was very excited when we saw Dee at SmackDown. It was before she was going to propose. She's like, I need your help. What do we do? And so we were plotting and planning. I'm like,
The whole
I'm really
thing.
good at surprises.
Oh
and
my
so we were working on
God.
this.
Yes.
What do you think? I'm gonna propose to the kids first. And she had this whole plan.
Well, I love
So-
Maria's ring too, and so I was getting tips on advice on the ring and all the things, and showing them the ring, and yeah. So we actually met because we both followed each other on Instagram for years.
You followed Toni?
No, you originally followed me, and
I
I
originally-
followed you back,
Mhm.
right?
For years. And I would
How
notice.
did you follow Dee? Where did that all start?
I don't remember. I came across her,
The gay community is like a small little
Yeah.
niche on Instagram. Like,
so everyone follows everyone.
Yeah.
So I had been following her for maybe like 4 years. And then probably about 2 years before we met, she started following me, and I had this huge crush on her. And everyone around me knew it.
No way.
So
The
yeah.
whole 4 years, you're like, oh my gosh,
Yeah. Oh yeah.
honey, I
So
didn't
when
know
she
this.
started following me back, I screenshotted it. I was in a relationship at that time. I sent the picture to my ex-partner that I was with. I was like, look who just started following me.
Oh,
And then I would notice she would be the first one to watch my stories, and I would screenshot it for just like, because I was like, oh my God, she's watching. So as soon as I was single and ready to be in a relationship, I messaged her and I was like, hey.
so my end of things, I started following her, whatever, 2-3 years ago, and I would like look at this woman's page, and I was like, she's like wifey. And I didn't think it was an attainable thing because she was in a relationship and she had her little family situation. And I was like, I don't want to mess with that. And so I just watched from afar. But I was like, everything I've always wanted and needed is in this woman. Like, she just is so, I don't know. You could just see it in your eyes. You were just so real and genuine and humble and beautiful, but like mature and womanly. I don't know, just everything about her that I saw on social media. I was like, this girl, I'm like, I'm in love with this girl. And so I just watched from afar. And then one day she DMs me and says, hi or hey. And I'm like, and so I'm sitting on my couch with my roommate, Phil. And I'm like, bro, you know that Toni girl that I tell you about from the Northeast, whatever? And he's like, yeah, she just DM'd me. But like, she's in a relationship. So I'm like, I don't know. And he's like, well, like, hear her out, see what she has to say, whatever. Long story short, she had broken up with her partner, and the rest is kind of history. I had a show in Albany, New York the next day, and I was like, hey, come to my show, I'll get you tickets, and I'll take you out to dinner after. And she was like, okay. And so she drove up to Albany, New York.
And I was like, I don't know what's happening. I'm by myself. I've never met her in person. I'm going to a WWE show. I'm sitting
Never been to a
there
WWE
alone.
show.
And I was like, I'm driving up there, and I'm like, I don't know what's happening right now, but I'm going with it, and I'm going to have the best night of my life. And we had the best night.
Best time ever. Well, because this is so typical of the universe. Typical me, I'm like, okay, like nice fancy restaurant. I'll make a reservation. I'll get done wrestling, and we'll go out to dinner, whatever. I end up getting booked in the dark main event, which is the match that goes on after the show goes off air. So I didn't go
No.
on till like 10:30. I didn't even think I was gonna have a match that night. She's sitting in the front row. We've never met.
Front row, of course.
Front
Total Daria.
row.
Who's
Well,
the
come
best.
on
You
now.
are the best.
Come
Tate.
on.
Oh, thank
Wait,
God.
but you have to tell them about she was sending people out, like the makeup
Oh.
team, to
Oh,
come
yeah.
spy on me and see what I actually looked like.
Had to make sure it wasn't a catfish.
Stop.
Yeah.
But no, so now I'm there alone. I got myself like a little White Claw, and there's like a group of people behind me, like had some drinks, and everyone's being very like talking to me. Now we're taking pictures together. Like I made a group of friends, so I'm having a great time. And
So I'm sending the makeup girls out, and I'm like, yo, go like suss her out and like see what her energy's like, and like make sure it's not a catfish and all that stuff. And they're like, all right, they know me, so they're like typical Daria. So they go out there and they're like spying on Toni. She has no idea who these people are. And they come back to report back, and they're like, first of all, she's drop dead gorgeous. Second of all, she's like having the time of her life out there, just
She's
like
perfect.
hanging out with. And I was like, what?
That's it. She's perfect.
Literally perfect. You know this world. Like
Yeah.
you got to just kind of dive into it
Yeah.
and be a part of it. And that's what she was doing before I even met her. So first time I meet this woman, I'm doing my entrance in character. You know,
That's what
Sonya
I'm
Deville
dying to know. Yeah.
doing my entrance, Kevin.
Okay.
And I don't know where she's exactly seated because I didn't go peek, the makeup artist did. But I know she's like in the front. So I'm doing my entrance and I'm in character. I'm trying to act all tough and badass. And then all of a sudden, out of the corner of my eye, as I'm doing like my thing, getting in the ring, I see her like sticks out like a sore thumb because this is the woman that I've been in love with for this many years from afar. And I'm like, oh my God, no. And I swear to God, I turned to Bianca, who was who I was facing in the ring, and I said, no, she's too hot. She's too hot. She stunned me with like her beauty, I swear to God. And I was like, oh my gosh, I have to wrestle 20 minutes and look like a fool in front of her right now.
And against Bianca Belair.
Yes.
I mean, like, oh my God. It's
Just-
not like
she's just tossing and, saucing me all over the ring. And so I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm going to do this. And so
in that moment, you whisper to Bianca and say, oh, listen, I'm trying to get with the girl in the
she already knew. She knew the whole locker room knew the whole story. So like,
so does she, make you look a little
yeah,
bit
yeah,
better
she
than
had my
normal?
back. Bianca had
Thing, I had no idea what WWE was. I didn't even know like the actual physical parts of it and certain aspects of the sport. So I'm like texting her before she even went on, and I'm like, wait, is this what this is? I was like very confused
She
on
knew
what it even
nothing.
was. And then she texted me and she goes, just so you know, I'm a bad guy, so I'm gonna get booed. And I was
Well, 'cause,
like,
like,
I
I'm-
don't even know what that means.
I'm
Like,
trying to spit game. I'm trying to take this girl out, make her my
Yes.
wife,
Yeah.
and she's gonna hear my entrance
Everyone
music,
hates
and
you.
everyone start trash talking Sonya Deville. Boo! And I had so much heat at that time,
Yeah.
especially. And I'm like, this girl's gonna think I'm a real loser,
Oh
you know?
God.
Because if it's any other sport and you're getting booed, it's not good. But in
Yeah.
the WWE, as you know, when you're a bad guy and you're getting booed, it's great. But
Yeah.
this girl's not gonna
She's
know
new.
that.
Yeah.
So I tried to like give her the, the Iggy on that and let her know. And so anyway, long story short, she texted me right after and she's like, oh my God, you're so hot.
yeah.
Ah.
Which, by the way, you still text me that after every match, which is the best thing ever. And so anyway, my plans went to shit. The restaurant's closed. The reservation was missed. I'm like, what do I do? So I'm scrambling at this point. So I rushed to meet her
Well,
at
and
the,
what's open at past
in
11?
Albany, New York. Nothing.
Nothing.
So we find a dive.
7-Eleven.
Wait,
Literally.
Wait, we have to backtrack if we're gonna tell the story. I think
Yeah.
the funniest part for me is I text her. I'm like, all right. She sends me the name of the hotel, and I was like, all right, I'll meet you in the parking lot, and we'll go to eat because you drove with Bianca, I think.
Yeah, I drove her home. Yeah, give her
So I'm waiting in the hotel parking lot, and they get in, and I'm like, all right, just get in my car. And so now we've like never actually spoken face to face, but like saw each other. And then she just hops in my car, and you have to just be like, hey.
That's so
And we're like,
funny.
where do we want to go out to eat? We're trying to sit there and
and
figure it out.
you had the car in reverse and you started rolling backwards as I was getting in. And I
No. I was pulling out so she could get in easier. And she jumps in, and now before even hi, she's like, what, are you going to leave without me? And that was like the first thing she ever
gotta
said.
break the ice.
Yeah.
Gotta break the ice.
So funny.
But no, on a
And how long ago was this?
a year and a half. Like
Mhm.
yeah,
Almost, yeah.
almost a year and a half. But seriously, so we sat at this dive bar, whatever, 6-7 hours nonstop talking and just having a great time. Instantly fell in love with this woman. But like seriously, her energy from like the moment I met her, I swear, Maria and Kevin, and I told you guys this soon after, I was like, she's the one.
I know.
100% she's the one. In the past, you guys would be like, well, is this the one? Are you gonna propose? What are you gonna do? And I was like, yeah, mm-hmm. And I thought, yeah.
You were always forcing it
always
because you
forcing
wanted to
Yeah.
have that.
always forcing it because
Yeah.
I wanted it. This was the most like synergetic, natural thing that I've ever experienced, and it was just instant.
So now, Toni, what do you think of the WWE?
Oh, I think it's so cool. I mean, the kids are so into it. It's
Oh yeah, 'cause
this,
you have a 12 and an 8-year-old, right?
yeah.
So did they like it before? Did they know
No,
anything about it?
they
So
had no
now they're
idea.
fans.
So they only watched for the very first time after we were already together, probably a month. And I was like, girls, I'm like, I actually have this friend on this show. Do you guys want to watch it? And they watched it. And I was like, that's her. It was before they met her. They never knew what WWE was, no idea. And now my older one wants to be a wrestler.
Oh,
That's
that's
where we're
fun.
at. And they play wrestling and they pretend to be you and somebody
Liv
else.
Morgan and
Yeah. And
Dee, are
they
you
videotape
coaching?
it.
Yeah.
She teaches
I
the
do.
moves. Yeah.
I teach
I
them
love
like
it.
before bed. I'll go in their room and I'll like body slam her on her bed and teach her how to do certain
That's so
submissions.
fun.
But that's the coolest part. They come
Yeah.
to the shows, they wear my shirts, and that's the coolest part. Being able to cut a promo in front of them the one night you guys were in the front row and wrestle in front of them, like that's something that you can't emulate. Like that's the best feeling I think I've had in the ring.
Really?
Yeah,
Just
seriously.
having the kids watch.
I had this promo one night where I'm like walking and talking down the ramp, and they got front row seats like right on the ramp, and I didn't know they were sitting there. And so I come out with the mic on live TV, and I see the two kids right there with my niece, right?
Mhm.
So I see the three of them there, and I'm cutting this promo on live TV, and I just like it was just the coolest feeling ever. It's like these three little humans are watching me in my element do my thing, and they want to do it, and like it's just a cool moment, right? I don't know, it's something I really enjoy sharing with them.
Well, we were mentioning earlier that you guys are now engaged, which means you're going to be a stepmom. How have you guys navigated that?
Well, she already is. I mean, it just happened so naturally and so easily. And she has so much patience with them and just like this like fun, easy, like, hey girls, like, like relationship. It's so cool. It's so
Thank
cool to
you.
watch.
No, I mean, it's been crazy. I was scared at first. I was like, oh my gosh, they're 6 and 10 when I met them, whatever it was, 6 and 10 I think, and I'm like, oh, they're already formed little beings. You're not coming in changing diapers and like
Yeah.
like they're formed beings, and they have opinions, and they have their life. And so I was nervous to like infiltrate their system and mess up anything. And so but none of that seemed deemed true. I mean, it's literally been the most fun, easy experience of my life. We're family. I mean, like she said, I already am a stepmom, but like we're just a family unit. We do everything
Do
together.
you love that?
I love it. It's
Yeah.
what like you guys know. You
Yeah.
guys have been through everything with me. It's like what I've always like wanted in my soul, but I had things I had to do first, right? And the universe knew that. And so when it was time to get to this point, I was dealt with the perfect human ever. And talk about healing journey in part one of this when we were talking about earlier, Maria, like talk about healing to the next level happened with Toni.
Yeah.
The kind of healing Toni helped with was I never met a person that I trusted more with my soul and my heart than Toni.
Mm.
Like I know there's not a thing in this world she would ever do to hurt me. And that's physically, mentally, spiritually, whatever, across the board. Like her goals are my goals, and what's good for her is what's good for me. Like we work as a team, and I've never had that in a
Yeah, you
relationship.
haven't.
Never.
No,
You
there's
guys.
never a balance.
No, and I
No.
see what you see. Like I'm not worried. Like you were always worried. We're like the parents.
I'm
We're
always
like, oh
Yeah.
gosh,
petrified.
is this person going to take advantage of her? Is this person, And I am so like, oh, thank God she got a good one. We're
Well,
good.
you're so
Yeah.
you're so generous and you're so present, but it is hard to have a career like yours. You're always on the road.
Yeah.
You're always in demand, and then we always have to be thinking about what's next and just how it is.
Yeah.
So Toni, you're the first one who's been able to. I mean, I'm like you. I have to deal with it with Maria, but Dee, remember in the past,
Yeah.
other partners were just like, no. That. What do you mean? Like you're supposed to work? They think you're supposed to work. I don't know, 9 to 5, 4 days a week.
Right.
No,
Yeah.
that's not how we roll.
Yeah.
Is it, Toni? Is it hard for you? With how do you deal with it? Her always being on the road, always working.
So it works good for us. I mean, I wish she was home all the time.
We want to be together 24/7.
Clearly.
But
Yeah. But, and like, this is what I say to her too. I'm like, I would so much rather you be gone for 24 hours and then come home. And then you're present and you're with me and with us and here like the whole rest of the week. And we get so much quality time because it's not like
You can take it. for
you're always
granted.
on, you
Yeah.
know, like
Even the
so-
week, like there's, weeks where I'm gone 6 days a week for 3 weeks in a row. And I feel like we
the
just,
month of March, I think it was this year, was the first year it hit. I mean, the first time that it hit like really hard where you were working a lot.
yeah.
And I think we were only together that much. Normally we're together a lot. That month, I think it was like 4 days.
4
or
days, the whole
something.
month or something like that.
It's never been like that from the beginning. And that was the first month I was like, wow, like I feel like I haven't seen you this whole month. And it was
It's so crazy though, because like we have such a balance that like Toni holds down the fort. And I'm like a micromanager. I like to control everything.
No.
You guys, yeah.
No.
I like to control literally everything. And in the past, I would have to if I wanted things done
Yeah,
right.
you're
You know,
doing-
if I
kinda
wanted
doing
things
everything
done,
yourself.
I was doing everything myself,
with
and
no
you
time.
guys would give.
There
me
was
so
no
much crap.
balance.
There was no balance.
No.
With Toni, it's like I can't overdo because she does so much that there's nothing left for me to do. Like when I get home and we're doing the flip, like she runs the
I
flip.
love
house.
it. Yeah, it's a
She's
partnership.
hiring the contractors. She's
That's it.
there every day.
Yeah.
She's on a ladder nailing up drywall when he needs an extra hand to get it done faster to meet our deadlines. Like that's her. And so I've never had someone that can really not even just hold their own, but like she's creating her own, and she by no means needs me, but like we just have this amazing, like we come together and we culminate together and we have this awesome like full life.
Mm.
I don't feel like I'm
Yeah.
dragging
Like,
Yeah.
yes.
dead
'Cause
weight.
I remember saying
like,
to you, like, D, you need somebody who is going to, because you're giving so much, someone who's going to be able to give back and someone who understands that your success is our success, the couple's
Yes.
success.
yes.
And what do I do to get in your corner? Because that's how it's been in our relationship. It's
Yeah.
like, hey, Maria's got the hot hand. She's the star. She's the LeBron James of our team.
Right.
And so my job is to kind of be a role player, do all the other things in the background. But then what we have together is amazing. But it's really hard to get partners because they're always like, no, what about me?
Me,
Like,
me, me,
me,
me,
me,
me.
me,
Yeah.
me. Yeah. And it's
Yeah.
like,
I-
it's we.
Yeah, you guys are a team.
I think like I learned that from you guys. We talked about this earlier. Like the thing that I've envied the most about you guys, just appreciated the most, is watching the dynamic between the two of you, and there's not jealousy and there's not tearing the other one down, which is so common in so many relationships in this industry, especially. And it's like I was like, I'm never gonna find that. We
I
used to
remember
talk
you
about
saying
this.
that. Yeah.
I'm like, how am
I was afraid too because your generation is so much. It's
Yeah.
me. They don't get
Never.
it. I'm like, wait,
He gets all the credit for everything for that, for sure.
what?
For being not jealous and for, you get all the credit because you have to do the heavier load.
Yeah, like
in the
Toni has to do
relationship, in a
now, and
sense.
like, yeah,
Yeah.
but-
I'm you.
yes,
Yeah.
we are. No, I get it.
Yeah.
But look at what we get.
Like
in
you guys are in
return.
the support
Yeah.
position in
Amazing.
a sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it may not
So-
always be that way, people.
Who knows? Like,
Yeah.
You never know with life, you know.
I
You
tell her all the
never
time
know.
because she competes in fitness, and I'm like, I would be your cheerleader any day when I retire. Like, I don't need it to be me here all the time. Like when she competes in fitness, she competed last year, and I was there, of course, screaming. Um,
No.
like I lost my mind. Like I was so proud and so like I was just admiring her. I was like,
Yeah.
this woman can literally do it all. So if there was a day where I eventually retired and she was still competing in fitness, like I would gladly take the other seat. Like it's just we do have such a interesting dynamic where it's just like
It's so unique because I think you just said it, like to find somebody that's not jealous and just truly like you always put me first and I always put you first. So it just changes like the dynamic of the relationship in general, whether it's like with a friend or a partner or when you come into it. And we talked about this so much, like
Yeah.
in the beginning, we like had this conversation all the time. When you come into it with certain like, not even a goal, but how would you say like,
a mentality.
yeah. And like a purpose. And we said it from the beginning, like, I want to just give you everything you need. And like when you have that mentality,
You each said that to
first,
each other.
yeah.
Mhm.
Instead of having
We had
it
like long
this is
talks
what
about
I need.
this.
Yeah. Because I
Yeah.
had heard that from my dad right
Yeah.
before we met.
Yeah.
He was like, you have to live with the mentality of what can I do for you? instead of
Great father.
That's a great takeaway.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that is
Ew,
he
I have
Martian?
goosebumps.
Like that doesn't exist today.
Yeah. So I had just had that conversation, and then we met, and then we talked about this so much in
Yeah.
the beginning, and I think it makes the biggest difference because, I mean, I think it speaks for itself.
I
Yeah.
Instead of like,
love that.
We
Yeah.
approach a lot of things like that. Like even if there's something going on or something stressful, it's like she truly anything that I've gone through, Tony's like, even if she's not verbalizing it, she's trying to figure out a way to help alleviate my stress in that situation. And she does it in so many different ways because, you know, our love languages are different, but like she does it by packing little snacks in my suitcase, not telling me, but packing me like a full lunch in my suitcase. So when I get on the plane and I forgot to get food on my way rushing to the airport, I have like a full meal. Like little things like that she does, like they bring me to tears because I'm like, I didn't think this existed. And oh my gosh, I'm so
I
grateful.
remember we used to take photos of trays of food we'd make here from Korea, and we'd send them to people you were
She was telling
dating.
me about a video recently she found.
Like, so
People
this
would
is
get-
how it's done, and they were like, "F you!" Like,
Oh my God.
Remember, they were so
I used to-
offended. Like,
Yeah, and by the way, she loves this talk. She doesn't get jealous at all. But really funny story. One of my exes, Kevin was like trying to like tell her like
bringing them to wife school.
He
With,
takes him to wife school.
take him to wife school.
I'm the corporate wife.
She got so mad. Oh my God, she got so mad. So we sent her a video of Kevin making Maria a platter of food and like bringing it up to her. And like Kevin does it like half joking, but like also takes care of Maria. Like, you know, we take care of each other.
Yep.
And like, so he's making this tray of like bagels and different spreads to dip it in and like her drinks. And like, he's being funny and he's like, I have to bring Queenie her breakfast. And I sent it to her. And I was like, goals or something. And I was joking. It was,
But not because
But-
this is somebody who was just a taker.
it was
So it was like,
yeah.
hey, just this is what it might look like on the other side.
it was an atomic bomb went off.
I can imagine the whole scenario. Actually.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're jokesters and we like to have fun and like we don't take ourselves too seriously.
But I do feel like in relationships, it's so missing because it's what about me?
Yeah.
100%.
And I can't tell you how many, to all of you guys are all
Yeah.
younger, how many super gifted, talented, genius level talents in Hollywood where the partner, male and female,
Yup.
just didn't get behind them and were quite the opposite. Like, wait, what does that have to do with me? And,
Yeah.
and I remember explaining, well, here's what it has to do with you. It's going to provide you the most amazing life. First of all, your partner is going to be fulfilled. But secondly, your family's going to have X, Y, and Z.
Yeah.
Nope. And so, you know, people, Maria, right? Like geniuses, this inches away from Saturday Night Live or whatever, but the partner
Yup.
was like, nope. And then they stuck with that partner, and it's to this day
They go down with the ship.
down. And so it's
Well, that's not
so
the case
good.
here,
No.
thankfully.
Thank
I have
God.
questions.
boy.
One, do we know when we're getting married? Do we have a plan? What's happening?
We
with the wedding?
do. The venues just don't know it yet.
Oh, wonderful. Okay.
You know,
we picked a very
We would
specific
offer-
date, and we were like, but we should probably go look at venues.
well, how many houses did we buy this year? 3?
So far in the last 4 months, we have sold 3
Four.
and bought 1.
Sold 3.
Wow, that's a lot
And
of
we were
activity.
looking at pizzerias 2 days ago.
Okay.
No, we bought 3. Sold 4.
We bought Flip and our new house. We sold Long Island, Jersey.
Main Street.
Florida.
Okay, I get you. Right.
amazing.
Okay,
Anyway.
so
So we've been
you do have the ability to use this property. Many weddings have taken place here.
It is a beautiful property.
No, by the way,
Connecticut
may I offer
It's
this?
amazing, but Connecticut is
No,
in
this will
shambles.
be for the LA wedding
So we
because we will have
East
several.
Coast, West Coast. Well,
Yes.
we have to like coordinate dates with you guys because you guys are 2 very pertinent people in this wedding. But we'll get back to that.
Mhm.
So we have a time period we'd like to get married, maybe like spring of next year.
Okay.
Um,
Oh, Connecticut will be done by then, so you guys could do Connecticut too.
I mean, we want to get.
Literally the most
it's-
nature wedding
We
ever.
definitely
gorgeous.
need an east-west
It's
wedding.
definitely going to be Northeast is like where we're looking. We have a couple venues in
For
mind.
one of the weddings. Go ahead.
One of the weddings.
We're your backup. Go ahead.
You guys.
Don't back up, Bree. You got to do
You're the
two.
West Coaster.
More press.
Okay.
Sorry.
Kevin with the
Dead.
press always.
Okay.
But yeah, so we're gonna look at venues the week after we get back from a little trip we're taking. So
We just did a really big move, and it
Really big.
consumed
are being
everything.
Well, we
while
decided to
doing
do
the
a
flip house
move
at the same time.
while selling 2 other houses and doing a flip house. So while wrestling, while competing for fitness. So we've been like and
We're like, we
Yeah,
should
being
probably
parents.
look
and
into
raising
this.
2
Yeah.
children.
Yeah.
So like
But what is
yeah.
the dream wedding look like for you guys?
Whatever she
And
wants.
whose wedding is it technically?
But they point to each other. That's
I know, I love
interesting.
that.
I want it's Tony's day. Sorry.
No.
I give it to Tony.
But I
for
think
his
it's
day.
Tony's
I think
day.
it's
Give it to you,
both.
I
You
think.
give it to me.
I don't know.
I may be more of the diva.
Oh, 100%. I'm more like whatever you want to do.
Yeah, she's really laid back. I'm really laid back, but like everything needs to be perfect.
You're wearing a suit.
Yeah.
She's wearing a dress. I can feel it.
Have we said that yet?
Okay.
I
we
feel
just
like
didn't
it.
decide. I
We just
think if
don't
it's gonna
want
be
be
black, or white.
We don't, yeah, I'm
Maybe
just telling
black.
you instinctively what I'm feeling. Like I
No, you're
know
right.
It'll be some kind of dress. I don't know if it's going to be the, fairy
don't know.
tale
Listen,
ball gown.
Here's what I'm going to say. I'm going to get involved right now.
Yeah, no.
D, you're out. 70,000 people cheering for you more all over the globe. It's just like, Maria, you're a star every day. Tony's a mom.
Day.
And it's
I
Tony's
want-
day.
I want her to have
Sorry,
the day.
guys. I'm putting my foot down. It's Tony's day.
I want her to have the day.
Both of their days.
It's gonna be
both their day, but
gonna
it's
be a star.
Tony's day, and we need to make it a huge day for Tony. And
Tony's
it's
gonna be a star.
obviously going to be great for Daria as well, but it's always great for Daria, Maria.
You know what we said too? We were like, we both said this because we're very similar. We were like, we're gonna find a Pinterest photo of a dream aesthetic, and we're gonna give it to a planner and be like, just make this happen.
Just do it.
And here's
then
the
we're
budget.
done,
And
we'll
we're
shop.
done.
By the way, that's
We don't-
what I did. I just for the
That's
wedding in
it.
Greece.
I was
said
gonna
to
say,
my-
wait, you got married in Times Square.
We got married in Times Square, but then we
In
had
Greece, you
our
gotta go with the
wedding in
two.
Greece.
Wedding, I forgot.
I was like,
sorry.
I don't want to do invites. I don't want to do anything. No table assignments. No nothing.
Love.
Just a big party in Greece, and I want lemons on the table. And my friend Satirius just went from there and just did everything. And I walked in. I tried my dress on 2 days before when I got to Greece. I didn't even have shoes. They like got me shoes, and that was it. We just had the most beautiful
was amazing.
experience because
That's what I want.
That's
it's
what I
gonna
want.
look
That's gonna
pretty.
be
Do you
one
need
of
to
them.
Micromanage what food,
Then the other
what
one.
roses,
That's one of
whatever.
them.
For some people, they like that, but if
So
it's not
That's
your
family,
thing,
friends, intimate. That's the real one. The gimmick one,
honey.
Yeah.
we have a WWE Legends table.
Oh my.
We have celebrities come. No,
he
it's a
used to say
whole
our
thing.
wedding. Kevin used to say our wedding was going to be outside on the tennis court, and we were going to have announcements like it's like a WWE match
Stop
coming in.
it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that was-
special guests,
I want-
run-in, surprise appearances.
I want nothing gimmicky about it. I want it
No,
to be
for the
like-
real one.
Get outta here.
But
Look
then
at
we
him.
have a second gimmick one for the press.
What one
It's terrible.
legend wrestler would you invite?
From what error?
Doesn't matter.
All of them.
Any?
Any
Let's
era.
do
Well,
one.
they have to be
one
living.
past
Cold
and one
Steve
alive.
Austin?
Stone
Hell
Cold.
yeah.
He'll come.
Stone Cold, no
He lives
brainer.
out here. He'll
He
come.
is the coolest.
Boom.
the
Okay,
coolest.
gimmick wedding. We
He's
got
gotta
Stone
bring
Cold.
the beers.
No,
Who
Stone
else?
Cold should come anyway, but you'll have a
will.
lot of wrestlers at your wedding, no?
Yeah, all my friends.
The friends.
Yeah.
I think we're gonna do it on the smaller side in comparison to what a big wedding.
Yeah.
would be.
By the way, you know how
think
in
so.
elementary
Some
schools.
wrestlers just get cut.
That's what no, that's what I think because in
Well,
el-
because how do you say no? Where does the line get
that
drawn?
know.
I'm saying, you know, today in elementary schools, everyone has to get invited so
Yes.
people aren't hurt. Is it going to be like that in the
No.
right?
Like I have
My
a hard time
circle-
when I put a
WWE.
birthday party together. I'm like, I go
It is.
small now because when I go a little bigger than the small, then you got to invite
Yeah.
everybody.
Then
or
you're
people get
missing
hurt.
people. No,
Yeah.
that's true. My circle is so small. Tony knows. I'm like very reclusive at this point in my life. I don't know if it's from the things or the job or whatever, but like I like my peace and I like my circle tight because I don't want anything in it that doesn't, genuinely serve both parties. And so I have like my few core friends and some family. I don't think it's gonna be that big. I mean, maybe like 150.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a solid.
I like
size.
that.
That's
Now, has the relationship in the tag team partnership with Chelsey Green gotten in the way of your relationship?
Great question,
only
honey.
in the
Thank you.
sense that me and Chelsea's sister are best friends, probably better friends than her and Chelsea.
They love each
This
other.
is how it goes.
We're at WrestleMania weekend.
This is how it goes. It always leads to a heel
I'm
turn.
My own partner.
Yes.
Dead.
Literally.
Chelsea's sister.
Literally. So WrestleMania weekend.
By the way,
families
so
in
everyone
town.
knows Chelsey Green is your partner and also your longtime friend who you've mentored. You had us help her as well. You
I
did.
connected you guys
Yes.
with Chelsea a while
She's a
back. yeah.
phenomenal talent. She's
She's
been
awesome.
on quite a journey herself.
We were
You-
both at the Tough Enough tryout, so we've known each other since then.
but together your chemistry is insane.
Yeah, we're having a lot
It's
of
one
fun.
of the best I've ever seen for female tag team partners.
Thanks, Kev.
Really
It's
incredible.
been really, really cool. It's such a Toni loves it too.
I love
The
it.
second she saw us together, she was like, I am obsessed. I
Yeah.
love you two together. She's like really into it.
So what happened WrestleMania?
So you know what someone described it as? Daria is evil middle management, and Chelsey Green is the Karen.
I mean,
Yeah.
Yes.
You know?
Oh my god.
I agree to none of
It's
that.
just even the pictures, just the
No, it's
faces
really
are so
funny.
descriptive.
And she's very funny.
She's
very
hilarious.
funny.
Both of you are.
It's very hard not to laugh when I'm doing segments with her live on it. No, like really, she's funny.
believe
But
it.
it's even like it not in character. She's just
She's very funny.
hysterical.
Yes, she's-
So WrestleMania weekend, family's in town, everyone's there.
This most recent one.
This most recent one.
Were we there? I was there.
You were there. Chelsea, we like didn't even.
I had just had surgery,
Yes.
and so I couldn't
didn't
make
even
it the
know
second
yet.
day. I was like, it was too much for me.
Totally.
So I was like, I can't go.
we missed paths. that
Yeah.
day. Anyway, Chelsea and I ended up getting a WrestleMania moment in a tag team match, and it was the first time we tagged together. Or like second time was at WrestleMania, and we were having so much fun. And we get done the show, and we're all just hanging out in the lobby bar, and I like look over, and Tony's just like laughing it up, and I'm like, who's this? And Chelsea's like, oh, it's my sister. So Toni and Chelsea's sister sat next to each other in the crowd
Well,
for a certain period of time.
but even the day before, you guys were out on appearances, and I was at the hotel with the
And they-
families,
They
and
ran into each other.
yeah, and we ran into each other every 5 seconds.
Became best friends. So here we are. It's Chelsea, her husband, her sister, me, Toni, my dad, my mom. We're all down there just like families, best friends, having a grand old time.
That's great.
Besties over here.
We always love it as fans. You know, I'm a huge Mark. You so accuse me of
Yes.
this all the time, and I
Yep,
happily
The
take
biggest.
it. But we always love it as fans when the tag team partners are really friends.
Yeah. No, it's so fun.
Well,
I
you
mean,
and Mandy were so great.
me and Mandy were
too.
best friends, and I think
Yeah.
that's why the chemistry worked. And yeah, Chelsea and I hadn't talked in a while, and then when she came back to WWE, we ended up as partners immediately, and we just like clicked and hit
It's
it
so
off.
funny.
And it's so cool. And
Fun.
I mess around with her all the time because she's like so over the top and like opposite of me in a lot of ways. Like she'll come with like an all pink outfit with pink sunglasses, pink earrings,
Yeah, no, it's
pink
great.
shoes,
Yeah.
pink toenails. And I'm like, how did this happen? And here I am like
All black.
Darth Vader or, Wednesday Addams. And I'm like, how did I get stuck with
It's
you?
literally one of the biggest
Contrast.
contrast
Yeah.
since Booker T and Goldust.
Oh, that's a funny comparison. Yeah.
that was they were so opposite.
So opposite,
but
but
they
it
loved
works.
each other, and it was amazing.
And it's funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so funny.
It's-
I
Where is this going? Is there anything you can share?
I don't know. I do know that we've gotten great feedback, and they seem to really like us together. It was something that was not meant to be a thing.
You know
It was-
how to come about.
WrestleMania was coming up, and they were looking for people to have tag teams to be in this fatal 4-way tag team match, I think, and they were trying to get more women involved. And Chelsea was originally paired with 2 other girls before me, but then that didn't work out. And then Mania was coming up, and they were like, "We're throwing you with Chelsey Green, and you're in the Mania match." And I was like, "What? Okay." And then we did like a backstage, and then we had a match right before Mania, and they were like, "Wait a second, this is actually
It
working."
was so good.
She said it right away. She was like, "I really like that. You guys have something." And I was like, "Yeah," because we're so opposite. I didn't like see it at first, but she said it. And then a couple weeks later, creative was like, "They really like you guys together. I think we're gonna run with this." And I was like, and then I started really liking it. We started really gelling, and
Well, here's just a surprising thing. You've been on both. You're on both shows. You've been on both shows. You've had this unbelievable career, and yet still we haven't gotten gold yet, have we?
no.
There's been no titles yet.
And it's so crazy. I just tweeted
It's
about this the
coming.
other day. I as much as I want a championship, and that's something that I will do before I am done here, I take pride in the fact that I stay booked and busy and relevant and trending without a championship, which I think
That's
there's
huge.
something to say about that too.
You know who has told me this in private
Mm,
is Miz about his own career.
really.
Because his dad is like, why are they making you lose? And
We
how come you-"
talk a lot.
and
Me
he-
and Mike talk a lot about the similarities in our characters and our kind of careers. Like, if you have a character that's strong enough to stand on its own 2 feet without even, like, my character doesn't even win,
Mm-hmm.
but she doesn't need to because she can talk her way around it or talk her way out
Yeah.
of it. And so I take pride in that as a performer to be
I
able
mean,
to be
that's
like,
harder. And that, yeah, you're right.
Here-
There's almost a
I
bigger
love that you have
achievement.
that perspective
Well,
because
here's-
most people would be like, I don't get the, more
Yeah.
victim stuff. But
and of course,
you want it, of course, but you
You
have
want
to
it.
have a good perspective because it's
Yeah.
going to come.
it's gonna
And that
come.
perspective is what's going to bring it.
And the way I look at it right now, and I don't know if this is Sonya or Daria talking, but I'm
Hmm.
like, look at me without all of that for 8 years. Imagine if you did put it on me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You
Like
never know.
that's how I look at it. I'm like, the sky's the limit, and I know that I'm
Right.
It's
capable.
better to have it all ahead of you.
Yes,
We say it all the time here.
That's the thing that a lot of us, I
better to
think,
be.
don't realize is in life, it's as long as you're getting, we talk about this like 5% or something every year,
Yes.
getting a little better. The climb is so much better than getting it all front loaded and then maybe not handling it well.
Yeah,
Because when you get things too fast or young, it's really hard to handle properly.
If I rattled
It's
off
better
names
to
to
have
you
it ahead.
guys, even about celebrities from 10 years ago that were just on fire, and you would just at the time think, wow, that if that would be the day to have a career like that, and now are completely off the radar and really unhappy. Even if they have money, they're unhappy because they're not working, they're not relevant, and it's much better to have it looking forward to.
I've always said like I'd rather be underrated than overrated, and I say that only because the fire that's lit under my ass, knowing that people may still doubt me or haven't seen my full potential, is what makes me.
Yeah, because we really haven't seen
I
it
love
yet.
that.
No,
Another
even
great
still.
way to look at things, by the way.
I've just chipped
Rather be
away.
underrated than overrated.
Yeah,
I love that.
like I'd rather be the little engine that could, and I'd rather be, in MMA they used to call me the comeback kid because I would always have a little bit of a slow start in tournaments and in fights, and then I would prevail in the end some way somehow. And that was kind of my nickname through MMA. And so I'm like, I think that translates to my life in general. I might be a slow start, I might take a longer path or a different path, but I think in the end I'll always prevail, and that's a confidence I have just in my life and in the universe.
I have a final question here that's really
Yeah.
important to me.
Give it to me. What are we eating for dinner?
I'm so excited to
Supper.
go to dinner, by the way. I'm so hungry. But Toni, you have 2 kids.
I knew
Daria,
this one was coming.
do
What?
you want a baby?
Oh gosh,
Do you want one of your own?
they laid it on us.
Right?
Yeah, I knew it was coming. She mentioned something earlier. I was like, oh, that question's definitely
Yep.
coming.
Yeah.
So this is something that we've talked a lot about, and it's still TBD.
Yeah.
That's gonna happen.
Is it
It's-
something in you that you're curious about having one of your own?
So
Because I feel like if you guys were to do it, you would do it with your egg.
Right.
I just, again, instinct. I
Right.
just feel that because you've
Whose
done
egg, Maria?
this. It would be Daria's egg.
Mhm.
And so that she has a
Mhm.
baby with you, but one of to have that experience herself.
So it's always something I have wanted, yes, in recent years. But the catch-22 is the fulfillment I get from being a parent to the 2 that we do have is so gratifying and so, I mean, it really fills me up. Like it was the fourth quarter. It was the last thing that I needed, and it gives me so much like happiness and pure joy that I think I could go either way with it. And
Mhm.
so I think what it comes down to is how the next few years of our life plays out. Is there drastic changes that are unforeseen that we don't know about yet that turn us one way or the other way? I don't know. And so right now, the 4 of us, like our unit comes first, and the rest is just like play by course, and we'll see what happens. Is kind
Yeah.
of where we're at.
I feel like you guys
Accurate?
are so
Yeah.
young and you have so much time on your
Yeah.
side. And I feel like it would
Mm.
probably be when you retired from WWE.
Yeah, and I think the
Yeah.
kids would look forward to it too, to have
That
a
was
little
something we
baby
talked
brother or
about.
sister.
I don't want to be on the road with the kid, like, because then we'd have the 2 at home. Like, it would be a lot. I would want to be full time.
Yeah.
I don't want to be, I'd want to be, from home.
Thank you, Maria.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, like I'm so excited
I can't even
at
believe
my
it.
ripe 45 that this is finally happening because I can be present, right? I wouldn't have been able to be present when I was traveling nonstop and
No.
working nonstop.
But I can't even
So-
believe. Can we just You guys are having a
Auntie D.
baby? Auntie T, and D now?
Yep.
Auntie D, Auntie T.
Guys.
Yep.
Oh my God.
D&T.
Yep.
It's
We're
so
gonna get our
soon.
fulfillment.
Through us.
you
I
guys.
honestly think it might be enough. Yeah, I think
Who
that's
knows?
it. Who knows? Who knows?
I think it's gonna happen. I'm
Yeah.
just gonna tell you right
It's gonna
now.
happen.
I know
It's gonna happen.
it's just the circumstances
It's
that
just
happen.
later,
I'm
though.
very intuitive, you know.
It's
I already
later.
know everything. I'm feeling it as I'm seeing
Yeah,
you
no, I
guys.
know it's gonna.
It's gonna happen. It's just the universe has to align in the right way for it to happen for
At the
you
right
guys.
time.
You're not forcing anything, which
Well, it's
is
not happening on accident.
yeah.
Thankfully.
It takes a lot
is
of work
true.
and a lot of money.
No, and I think the
But-
kids will be at an age where they'll actually be super excited about it too.
Yeah.
It'll be an addition to the family.
It's so weird.
it
You just
happens.
Maria, by the way, is so intuitive. It's creepy sometimes.
It's
Kev-
like
Kevin as well. What you were
I
gonna
almost
say?
don't even want to say exactly how I'm feeling, but it's almost like you just knew by the way she just said that. Like, because I
Isn't that
haven't said
crazy?
anything. So
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
true. Isn't yeah, that's weird. I forgot my thought because that was
I'm
so
sorry.
great. No. That's
No,
great.
We just see it, both of us. I see
Interesting.
it clear as day.
Yeah, I just.
But in time,
what I was
in
gonna
time.
say is that every single thing since the day I met, and that's why I know I'm supposed to be with her because every other prior situation, it was like the gods, the universe, whatever you believe in, was fighting against us, and we were like storming the current. With Toni, it's like everything has just like it's the universe is like guiding us and like, oh, that fell into place, perfect. Oh,
Mhm.
engagement. Oh yeah, it's right here. Like it's almost like I'm being guided. Like everything is just there.
But I feel your calmness. I feel your flow.
You know what I mean?
You're in a whole other space. That's why I was asking you earlier too, kind of how you are now today with everything that happened that was so traumatic, because I'm looking at you and I'm feeling you and I'm like, okay, I know there's stuff deep down that's always going to be there no matter
Right.
what, but I feel such a flow, such an ease
Yeah.
with you, but then with you as a unit together too. And I feel like you guys have so much joy,
Yeah.
which is so awesome.
It's
It's
wonderful.
awesome for mom and dad to see.
Yeah.
I love
Very
it.
proud.
But I mean, I like big sister better, but you know, as a joke, mom and
Yes.
dad, but I feel that with you guys.
Well, because
And I'm so happy for you both.
thank you. She
Yeah.
just is like the calm to my storm, and I was always like a little Tasmanian devil running around like a crazy person, and she really is like she meets me there, but like our energies together is like very calming.
You're
She's
rooted.
I'm
So
rooted.
strong.
I feel grounded.
Yeah.
I've done things in the past year that I didn't do in the last 10 years with her, just like taking a moment to like enjoy things and do things that I haven't done. Also prosper in real estate and work to a next level that I didn't do alone.
Yeah.
So it's just like when we come together, the universe was like, you guys were meant to be together, so we're going to reward you by making this easy.
Better
And it-
together.
Better together.
Well, and remember, guys, it was what I always say with Maria. She was like, "How does it work?" I go, "It's all about the quick tags. You know that in
Yep,
tag team
series of quick
wrestling,
tags.
series of quick tags, in out, in out,
You got this. I got this. You got this.
quick
I got
tags,
this.
in out, in out." Right,
Um,
like you and Chelsea.
That's how we work.
right.
Yep.
The best tag teams. Why are you
I
saying
wanna-
that? Think of the best tag teams in history. It was always like the
Series of quick
commentators would
tags.
say,
Always,
always
has to
goes
bring it
back to
back to
wrestling.
mastering the quick
Or
tag.
something sports, but really wrestling. I'm
Always
gonna wrap this up so we can get food in our bellies. But I'm
Yes.
gonna say, everybody, tell us where we can find you on socials so that I can make sure we have that up here.
Baby, you can find me.
Yep, on Instagram, fit_Toni Cassano.
Yes, you can find me on Instagram and Twitter at Sonya Deville WWE and all the other fun things.
Okay, we're gonna put that in the summary of this episode. And
Win if you can, lose if you must.
but always cheat.
Love
Oh.
that.
You didn't know that? That's wrestling.
Scammers.
Wait, you didn't know that's
that Ric
wrestling?
Flair? Who
That's
was it?
no, I think Bobby Heenan.
Oh, Bobby
Mhm.
Heenan. Yeah,
Mhm.
so
Win
good.
if you can,
All
lose
right.
if you must.
I'm giving you the evil eye.
Hope
because
you guys enjoyed this episode. We are out. In the meantime, be nice people, make good choices, and be present.
Distributed by or on behalf of Maria Menounos or MariaMenounos.com is for informational purposes only and may include information that is general in nature and that is not specific to you. Any information or opinions expressed or contained herein are not intended to serve as or replace medical advice, nor to diagnose, prescribe, or treat any disease, condition, illness, or injury, and you should consult the healthcare professional of your choice regarding all matters concerning your health, including before beginning any exercise, weight loss, or healthcare program. If you have or suspect you may have a healthcare emergency, please contact a qualified healthcare professional for treatment. Any information or opinions provided by a guest expert or host featured within website or on company's podcast are their own, not those of Maria Menounos or the company. Accordingly, Maria Menounos and the company cannot be responsible for any results or consequences or actions you may take based on information or opinions.